up? It's Richie here with Stattifying Football. This is your college football week 13 weekday games. There's like 6 of them, starting with a few on Tuesday, a bunch of action going on. So jump right in with Eastern Michigan Eagles and the Northern Illinois Huskies. Eastern Michigan, they're 5-5. They're trying to get to a bowl game. Northern Illinois is 4-6. If they win their last 2 games, they'll get to a bowl game, and they're still in the running to get to the MAC East Championship. Eastern Michigan's last game, they beat Akron 42-14. Mike Glass is 20 of 25, 246 passing, plus 83 rushing yards and a touchdown. Shaq Van ran for 142 and 4 rushing touchdowns. They ran for 252 as a team. Whereas Northern Illinois had a pretty big upset win over Toledo. They beat them 31-28. Ross Bowers, 193 passing, a touchdown. Trey Harpison, 158 rushing, 2 touchdowns. They ran for 222. They forced 2 turnovers. I think this will be a pretty even game. Both offenses and defense, they're kind of okay, like, at everything. I think Northern Illinois has been playing pretty good. I think this win over Toledo is a really big one for them. So I'm actually going to give Northern Illinois the slight edge here. It's in Northern Illinois, but it should be a pretty interesting matchup. And with quite a bit on the line for both teams. Like I said, trying to get to bowl games and maybe to a MAC title game. All right, then the other Tuesday game is also Ohio Bobcats and Bowling Green. Ohio Bobcats have been kind of down this year. They're only 4-6. If they win their last 2 games, they can at least get to a bowl game. Whereas Ohio lost a really close overtime game against Western Michigan, 37-34. Nathan Rourke, the Canadian Tim Tebow, I keep saying, 225 passing, 2 touchdown passes, plus 93 rushing yards. They put up 441 total yards. Whereas Bowling Green, they got killed by Miami of Ohio, 44-3. Grant Loy, the quarterback, 11 of 27 for 90 yards and 3 interceptions. Not good. Bryson Denley did run for 105 yards, and they did run for 185 yards as a team. However, they only had 275 total yards and the 3 turnovers. And they forced 2 turnovers as well. Bowling Green is kind of a dangerous team that can sort of move a little bit, but I'm going to go Ohio here. I think Nathan Rourke is still, they're having a down year as a team, but the quarterback, Nathan Rourke, is still one of the best quarterbacks in the MAC. And like I said, at Bowling Green, they're 3-7. They're out of it. They can't get to a bowl. Ohio, they're still motivated. At least want to try to get to a bowl game. They only have to win these last 2 games, and I think they will get their first one here against Bowling Green. All right, go to Wednesday. Akron Zips and Miami of Ohio. Akron, maybe the worst team in the country. They're 0-10. Miami is 6-4, 5-1 in the MAC East Division. They're actually leading the MAC East. They want to keep that hold on that. Akron got killed last week by Eastern Michigan 42-14. Cato Nelson was solid, 288 passing, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Jeremiah Knight, 6 catches, 121, and that's really about it. Whereas Miami, Ohio killed Bowling Green 44-3. Brett Gabbert, 225 passing, 3 touchdowns. They ran for 187. Their defense forced 3 turnovers, including which also they had a pick 6 in that game. I'm going to say Miami of Ohio. Akron's quarterback, Cato Nelson, is solid, but it's kind of about it. Miami of Ohio seems to be pretty decent this year. Like I said, they want to keep that stronghold in to try to get to the MAC title game. So I'm going to go Miami of Ohio there. Then the other game, pretty big one, another big one in the MAC, Toledo and Buffalo. Toledo is 6-4. Buffalo is 5-5. Buffalo's trying to get to a bowl game. They're both trying to maybe stay alive for the MAC championship. Toledo, they lost to Northern Illinois last week, 31-28. Eli Peters passed for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Steve Seymour ran for 133. Bryce Mitchell, 6 catches, 125, 2 touchdowns. They put up 508 yards. They have one of the best offenses in the country, but they turn over twice, so they can't do that. Whereas Buffalo, they lost to Kent State 30-27. Buffalo was up 27-6 in the 4th quarter. Kent State came all the way back and won 30-27. Cal Vantrease, 9 of 22, not very good. 134 passing, a touchdown, added 14 rushing yards and another touchdown on the ground. Jarrett Patterson ran for 141. They did run for 245 yards. They have another running back, Kevin Marks. Really good duo running back there. Their defense did have 5 sacks in that game and only allowed the 284 yards in that loss. I expect this to be a close game. This could be possibly be pretty high scoring. I think Toledo though is probably the better overall team, so I'm gonna go Toledo here. But that'll be a pretty good one. All right, then you got Thursday night game, ACC NC State taking on Georgia Tech. NC State is 4-6. Georgia Tech is 2-8. NC State, if they want a chance of getting to a bowl, they're gonna have to win this and beat their rival North Carolina next week. NC State lost 34-20 to Louisville. Devin Leary, 243 passing, 2 touchdowns. They're turning it over 3 times. They had 3 sacks on defense. Georgia Tech got killed by Virginia Tech, 45-0. It's actually the first Georgia Tech's first shutout. First time they've been shut out since 1997. They only had 134 yards and 2 turnovers. Georgia Tech has been pretty terrible this year, but NC State, their quarterback situation has been weird. That being said, I'm gonna give NC State a week reprieve. I think they get to 5-6 and make that last week really important with North Carolina to try to get to a bowl. So I'm gonna go North Carolina State here. All right, then Friday, Mountain West, Colorado State and Wyoming. Wyoming 6-4. Colorado State is 4-6. They have a slight chance to get to a bowl game. They got to play Wyoming and I think Boise State the last game. Colorado State, they lost 38-21 to Air Force. It was actually a lot closer. Colorado State got to the Air Force 1 yard line and stupidly threw an interception that Air Force returned 99 yards for a touchdown. Patrick O'Brien passed for 347, 2 touchdowns. They only ran for 39 yards, so they got to get that going. But their passing offense is one of the tops in the country. Defense forced 2 turnovers and did have a fumble return for a touchdown. Whereas Wyoming lost in a close game against Utah State. They lost 26-21. Tyler Vanderwall passed for 185 yards, but he threw 3 interceptions. Xavier Valade ran for 114 yards. They put up 343 yards, but turnover 4 times, and that hurt them in that close loss. Their defense forced 2 turnovers and had a pick 6. I think this will be a good game. Wyoming is a really good defense. Colorado State's a good offense. Wyoming has a pretty decent running game. Their quarterback plays a little shaky. Colorado State's defense, though, is really not all that good. So I'm going to go Wyoming the edge here. I think this will be a pretty good game, pretty close. But I'm going to go Wyoming here at the end. All right. So those are my picks for the Week 13 weekday. Check out all my other videos. Peace.